Hello and welcome to CVR News English, and I'm Sandeep. Today is yet another day that the world has been waiting about one particular bill. That is the Women's Reservation Bill in the Parliament and also the Delimitation Bill. In the morning, a division has been taken place in the Lok Sabha about the presentation of the 131st Amendment. India's political landscape could be on the verge of a major transformation as delimitation a process that reroutes the electoral map of the country. After decades of freeze, the question is back to the national agenda: who gains and who loses? And most importantly, will it reshape the balance of power between the states? Delimitation debate heats up in the parliament. Southern states raise red flags. North-south political balance at stake. Centre assures fair and transparent process. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, just a few minutes back has addressed the Lok Sabha saying that those who are opposing this reservation bill will not be entitled any favor from the women. And this particular bill of the delimitation, women's reservation, and also the Union Territories revision has come onto the Parliament with a very heated debate. And assembly constituencies.
ही चर्चा करण्याची आवश्यकता भासली नसती. उलट
In this regard, the last major exercise was carried out in 2002, but the number of the seats has been frozen since 1976 to encourage the population control measures. Now, with the freeze set to end after the first census post-2026, the centre is preparing to ground for a fresh delimitation exercise. However, this has triggered a sharp reactions, especially from southern states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Telangana. Those states argue that they could be penalized for successfully controlling the population growth, while northern states with higher population growth may gain more seats. Several opposition leaders have demanded clarity from the government, questioning whether political representation will tilt unfairly. On the other hand, the centre has assured Parliament that any delimitation exercise will be conducted in fair, transparent and constitutional manner, keeping national unity in mind. This is not just about redrawing boundaries, this is about redrawing political power in India. If we look at the numbers, current Lok Sabha seats are 543 and this has been since 1976, and next possible delimitation is post-census 2026. However, 2011 census is taken in regard in this particular delimitation bill. To get more clarity on this politically sensitive issue, we'll be in very short time. We'll be joined with our panelists.
सदन में नारी शक्ति चर्चा के लिए खड़ा होना
Now, frankly speaking, three bills will be presented in this 131st Amendment. The main is the delimitation, where the Union government has proposed 50% increase in the number of the Lok Sabha seats.
प्रदान करता हूं राष्ट्र निर्माण के
And to speak on this, we are joined with our panelist, Mr. Venkat Reddy from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Mr. Venkat Reddy, a warm welcome, sir.
ज्ञान की ज्योति तक
Mr. Venkat Reddy, how are you doing?
My voice is clear.
Mr. Venkat Reddy, what's your initial reaction on this particular delimitation and women's reservation bill, sir? How do you think it will be helpful for India? And the main concern of the southern states, as a South Indian, what is your say on this?
Mr. Sandeep ji, see, there's no discrimination between southern and north states of India. Because you see, this is actually, we have a plan, and this has been the continuous process from the 1951, 61, 71, where it was, that delimitation had been taken up. But when it was in 1976, you can see that when the Prime Minister, that Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister, she froze in 1976. From then, almost for 25 years, so nothing had been taken place. So there was no delimitation because of the population, to control the population, the growth across India. So after that, after 25 years, then in 2001, that Prime Minister Vajpayee also extended, actually it's been extended until 2026. Now 2026 actually we have reached now the delimitation to be taken place across India. But the Congress wanted to play the Bharatiya Janata Party. It's only they wanted to make some allegation actually on the party. Otherwise, there's no issue at all. Because see, when we want to take delimitation or the increase the number of seats, parliament or assembly seats, then the population census to be taken place. You remember our Chief Minister Revanth Reddy when he went to the Chennai to meet Stalin, along with other southern chief ministers. He said that in 2027, the population census to be taken place. Then when it was done, you know that the population in the southern states will be reduced. Therefore, the seats also will be reduced. Now, the Bharatiya Janata Party central government or Prime Minister Narendra Modi had taken a decision to increase 50% seats proportionately, whether it is the reduce the population in southern states or increase population in northern states. So now they wanted actually take another U-turn, saying that no, it cannot be done like this. What is that actually? You can tell us, because this is only diverting the people of Telangana, even for people of India, Bharat.
Yes, Mr. Reddy. Thank you. Yeah, please continue, sir.
Yeah.
Please continue, sir.
Yeah. So therefore, that's the reason why. So there's no issue, there is no obligation, there's no issue about southern states, northern states. The seats will be increased to 50% proportionately for all the states. Not a single state will lose the seats. Now currently we have around 23% in southern states from 130. So 130 will be increased to 190 seats in the southern states, whereas in northern states, same like that, 50% will be increased. So whatever the ratio which we have right now, 23%, will be the same even after increasing from 543 to 850. No issue at all. Even
Mr. Reddy.
Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Puducherry, no other states will lose the seats.
Yeah, Mr.
But
Reddy, I would like to
Congress
interrupt you
wanted
over
to-
here, sir. This is where actually the topic of debate is happening. That exactly 50% is not the case that is happening, because 2011, the 50% what you are saying is of 1976, whereas now the 50% what they are going to increase is of 2011 census, and their entire debate has starts. Probably as what you are saying, there nobody would have objected if 1976 50% increase would have taken place, but 2011, based on 2011, 50% increase is going to happen. There the actual debate
Exactly.
or actual objection is raising. Your say on this, sir.
I can tell you one more thing actually. Now, for example, the population census is been taking place actually in Telangana as well. So, in case if that is happening, then population of Telangana or the Telugu states or the southern states will be reduced. If that is if that is considered to be taken place, then what happens actually? The seats also will be reduced. That's the reason why. See, as per the 2011 census, so whatever it is there, the 50% proportionately will be increased for all the states. So what is the question actually?
No, sir, that
who's
is the
losing
question.
actually? Which state is-
Mr. Reddy, that is the question. People would not have objected if 1976 would have increased by 50%. But based on 2011, they will be increased. There is a lot of difference between 1976 and 2011, where population growth measures, population control have been taken place vigorously, where southern states have successfully implemented and northern states have failed. And even in the GDP also, southern states are growing, northern states are falling, and allotment of the funds, southern states are always on the trailing side. Taxes from the southern states are given to northern states. These are the main objections. And now the
So,
deciding
okay.
factors will be
Oh.
northern states, whereas the people who are
Sorry, okay.
contributors will be the southern states. So this is the thing.
I know.
So successful states will be at
Oh.
loss. Non-successful people, unsuccessful people are at profit. This is the main question.
Okay, which party was in government actually in 2011? Which
Pardon?
party actually? Who has done the population census?
Population
Was it
census
not
anybody can do,
Congress
sir.
government? Was it not the
Population
Congress
census
government?
anybody
Then
can
why
do.
didn't they? For example, I'll tell you one thing on delimitation. Now, if you look at the Malkajgiri, what is the population in Malkajgiri? Around 30 lakhs. Whereas other parliaments, probably 5 to 6 lakhs they have got. So why there's a discrimination actually? Why they did not do the delimitation properly? Tell me. That is the Congress government which They say they wanted to do, in their own actually way. When other party doesn't want to do it, there's no, see, to speak in reality, it's not because of the GSDP. Now, so for example, our chief minister is saying that no, it should be increased, the seats should be increased based on the GST. So no the constitution can tell us it's actually the seats can be increased based on the GSDP. It's not that actually. You can ask the government, central government, to allocate more funds actually to the Telangana state or southern states, but not the parliament seats or assembly seats to be increased based on the GST. It's there's no answer for that. So that's the reason why he was trying to divert the people when he was actually said in 2024 elections. He said, that you remember when Bharatiya Janata Party can get a 400 seats, automatically they will remove change the reservations, remove the reservations. They will change amend the constitution. That's what they wanted to go on the public actually. So they went on. They got some seats actually. People were diverted to get to vote the Congress party. So now the Congress party, CM Revanth Reddy, is taking the same line actually. There's no answer for that. He doesn't want to. They don't want the Congress party. Don't want to support the women reservation for 33%. Women reservation. First of all, we wanted to go for that, to implement for that. So because for the last 50 years, I can say otherwise 30 years, the Congress never wanted actually a women reservation to be implemented across the country. Now we are taking up. They don't want it actually. They don't want to support the 33% reservation for women. So all these things actually they want to divert the people. They wanted to gain some momentum in the public. So that's the reason why they're trying to do it.
But Mr. Reddy, what does the opposition has been saying is they do not have any objection about the women's reservation bill, but only objection about the delimitation. Both are different aspects. And one more thing actually what you have said is about the Malkajgiri and other parliamentary. Sir, between urban and rural, as far as I know, there will be a divide. More dense population you will be finding in urban, whereas sparsely populated you will be finding in rural. And the area which is more covered in the rural areas, usually people will be less. What you said is a very genuine point. Malkajgiri with 30 lakhs, whereas others with 5 lakhs.
Of course.
But there is an urban-rural divide is there. That is there in every state. Not only in Hyderabad, but in the North Telangana. It will be there everywhere. If that is the concern, that actually Delhi is having 7 Lok Sabha seats. If you compare the population between Delhi and Hyderabad also, you will not be finding that much difference. Delhi is not more than thrice population of Hyderabad, right? So there will be a flaw between one and there, but the main intention is that particular divide what you have quoted is going to extend beyond the success and non-success in the application of the government schemes. That's what the opposition party is saying.
Yeah, I can answer.
Yes, sir.
Now you can see, Ms. Sandeep, probably to increase 50% proportionately for all the states, either Lok Sabha, parliament seats or the assembly seats. Now, for example, you said in urban areas thickly populated and rather than rural areas because of the coming to the urban areas. Now that's the reason why central government have commissioned. Then the commission will study across India, take all the input from the public and intellectuals and or other people. So where exactly for example, Hyderabad is now thickly populated. A lot of people are coming to Hyderabad and get settled. Of course, the seats will be increased these areas across Hyderabad. So rather than increasing, rural areas. So that will be there, but that will be a study for some time, and that will be taken up in the future. I'm sure there will come. There will not be any discrepancies, just like in Malkajgiri or Nalgonda or Mahbubnagar or something like that. So all the parliament constituencies and assembly constituencies will have a proper number actually, vote bank, equal number. So I'm sure they will come back. They will come with the study and submit the report to the central government.
But do you think everything will be happening before the next election?
Sorry, I
So
could not get
could
it.
everything, every loophole, what exactly you have mentioned, I means whether it is a loophole or whether it is a flaw, I cannot judge. But yes, there will
No,
be some
not at all.
divide.
Not at all.
Could
No,
everything be
not
answered
at all.
before
Not
the
at all.
next
It's not.
election, sir?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. See, the central government is planning to conduct generally, one nation, one election by 2029. So by that time, everything should be ready, along with the population census, delimitation, and 33% reservation for women. So all those things will be implemented during the time of the Gemini. I'm sure all this will be done. That's the reason why we are taking up now, today and tomorrow and the day after, for all the to have a discussion elaborately on the delimitation as well as 33% reservation for women. So I'm sure, so this is not the Congress party. We are from Bharatiya Janata Party. Once we said, definitely we'll do, that will be done, because say we have actually added in our manifesto 2019 that the women reservation and as well as the delimitation. That's the reason why it's being going to be taken up. So that, but Congress wanted to blame. Congress doesn't want actually support to the delimitation because of the BJP will get a name across the people of Telangana and India. So therefore, Congress wanted to divert the people. Nothing more
So
than that.
over here, I would like to mention that anybody whose weightage will be lowered in Lok Sabha, ultimately, not now, but in future, they will realize at that particular time, will you be able to convince them? Because the new numbers, if you see, southern states will not be a deciding factor. It's only the North India would be the deciding factor ultimately. The weight of the southern states would be becoming lower. MP lads would not be received. Right now only the funds the taxes what we are paying is being utilized in north. That you cannot deny. Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh are given more weightage in any budget. Now Bihar is given more budget. And what exactly you said, BJP party, whatever it say, it will implement. When it comes to southern promises, that did not happen. Especially in the case of Andhra Pradesh, Narendra Modi himself said that you will be getting a world-class capital city and so many things. Nothing is implemented. Now at present he is just giving loans and loans, not a single grant. On the other hand, to Bihar, lots of grants. Later on, when your theory becomes practical, the people will realize at that particular time. Are you sure that people would continue trusting the BJP?
Mr. Sandeep, actually, I can tell you one thing. So the Congress wanted to, degrade actually.
I did not
trying
quote
to,
the Congress
establish-
anywhere here, sir.
I know.
I
know
quoted
that.
only
I know
the
that is
BJP's
actually,
words.
that is a question where you are asking. Actually, you got the question from them. I can
I
tell you,
quoted
I can
only
answer to that.
people, public and BJP. I did
I know.
not mention any
Right.
single statement
No.
from the Congress party.
What is the What is the current status actually in the parliament between the southern and northern states of India? For example, I said that before we have around 23% of parliament seats from southern states. For example, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Puducherry, all those states, Karnataka as well. So 23%. Even after, so to have a central government or to come into the central government or to become a prime minister of one party, definitely such party should get at least 51% of the seats. 51% of the seats. Currently 543. Out of 543, 273 should come, right? It's 274. 274 should. So after increasing also, the same status will be continued. Now after the increasing the seats also, we still have 23%. So there's no discrimination, there's no shortage, there is no losing of the seats actually. So either in southern or the northern states. So what is the discrimination? What is the who is losing actually here?
23% is
nobody
not sure,
actually
that's what, sir. If means I'm not sure about the percentage now whether South is contributing 23%. But 23% after delimitation would not be there. That is the main concern. It would rather drastically decrease.
No, I didn't get you.
According to 2011 census, if you are saying 23% is the present weightage of the southern states, that would not remain as 23% after delimitation. It could decrease to 17
No,
or 18% is what the numbers are saying.
No. Actually, we are. That's the reason why we are taking 2011 census only. So definitely the 50% proportionate will be there, and 23% whatever we have right now currently, that will be there. There's no doubt about it, and nobody can have a doubt about it. I'm sure it will be there.
But sir,
Thank
23%
you.
continuing is not possible, right? If you are taking 2011 census, right now 1976 is there. 2011 census, if you take 23% will not continue, it will decrease.
But see, I don't think so. I don't think so. That's the reason
That
why
is visible, sir.
that
It's not
23% will be-
2011. If you're saying the percentage will drastically decrease, east
No.
and south will suffer.
See, so they will not take the based on the population census. Whatever right now we have a current number of seats will be increased by 50%. Whatever it is, whether it is, let it be 2011 or 74, 50% seats will be increased.
But that is not the thing what exactly it was revealed, sir. Sir, 1976 is the present one. 2011 census, if you are taking, it will decrease. Means exactly,
See,
Telangana is having
that-
17 seats now. Just adding 8 seats is not the answer. Right? UP will be getting more share because of based upon the 2011 census.
Okay.
So, in that way,
see, we are
sir,
not going for a
uniform
we are not
50%
going
is
for a-
not the case that is happening now.
50%.
Uniform
For
50%
example,
is
if
not
you-
happening. First 2011
if
census
the
is taken
population-
and then
If the population census to be taken, to be considered right now, which is going on, but numbers still will be decreased compared to the northern states.
that's what the argument of the southern states.
Do they want it actually? Do
Sorry,
they
sir?
want to have a reduced number actually in the southern states? Cannot be. That's the reason why the central government have decided, Bharatiya Janata Party, to increase minimum 50%. 50% of the seats to be increased.
Minimum 50%, but not exact 50% based upon the current proportion.
No, it will come. Don't worry about it.
There
Absolutely,
exactly
it
the
will come.
entire thing is
I'm
there.
sure.
Minimum
I'm sure it will
50%,
come.
but not 50% on the current numbers.
No,
There
that will be
everybody is
50%.
questioning.
What we have, what we came to know is that around 50%.
So according to one particular study, Tamil Nadu has raised, M.K. Stalin has raised one particular point that 39 is means even if you include Pondicherry, 40 seats are there in Tamil Nadu. So by default 20 will not be added. They are expecting it could be they are expecting actually 13 only will be added in Tamil Nadu, according to one particular survey. Why? Because the population growth in Tamil Nadu is very less
I don't
compared
know.
to UP Bihar.
I'm not aware. I'm not aware about the survey, but who has actually done, by which company and all. But
No, it's
anyway,
not a company,
whatever
sir.
we
Based
came to
upon the
know-
census.
Census.
Yes, based upon the census only. Because actually, even
Thank
if you the 50% deciding factor, what exactly the 23% means? I'm not sure about 23% South quota is there, but 23% is not going to
No,
remain
that
there.
will be there.
Let's take a short break over here, sir. We'll meet after a short break. Let's meet after a short break. Welcome back to the program Bills and Battles. Today it's a much awaited day when the special parliament session has started for proposing the 3 bills: the delimitation, women's reservation and the union territory revision. Now let's move on to the much awaited bill since 4 decades. Some 40 years nation is awaiting for one particular bill, that is the women's reservation bill. Step by step that has been implemented, I could rather say, first in the panchayat level and another in the local elections and in the fields of education and job. But one particular area where it got stuck is in the assemblies and the parliament. The MLAs and MPs, this particular women's reservation has been waiting since past 4 decades. And yet now the special session has conducted to pass on this women's reservation bill. Most of the opposition, especially the prime opposition party, the Congress, has extended its support to the women's reservation bill, though it differed for delimitation and the union territories. But of course, couple of parties like SP has opposed the women's reservation bill also because they wanted to include the caste and religion in the women's reservation bill. To know more about this particular waiting of this particular women's reservation bill and the political updates, we are joined with the social activist, Ms. Swathi. Ms. Swathi, welcome to our show, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ms. Swathi, please put your initial view, your initial opinion. After 4 decades, finally, the bill is presented in the parliament about the 33% of women's reservation. What's your initial reaction and your say?
Yeah, first of all, a very good evening to the co-panel members and the host. I am Swathi from
Thank you.
Osmania University. So, I would like to express the happiest moment that at least after decades of women struggle and women movement, the 33% of women reservation, the discussion on 33% of women reservation came into forward. So we are happy for that. At the same time, there is also a sad part of it that why this women reservation bill should be linked with the delimitation. So coming to the delimitation thing, that is a completely a technical and a political thing which needs amendments, constitutional amendments. So there is no need to link the women reservation bill with the delimitation. So that is a reason linking the delimitation and the women reservation bill. So many parties are opposing the implementation as of now. So the patriarchy has stopped us from decades to come into the political era, and now even law is again telling us to stay for some more time, wait for some more time, which is a sad part. So my feeling is that there is no need to link women reservation bill with the delimitation. So it should be implemented as early as possible.
Yes, Mr. Swathi, thanks for your crisp and concrete response. First of all, I would like to ask your initial opinion that how this particular 33 women's reservation is going to help the women of India.
Sir, I'm unable to hear you properly. Please be some louder.
How do you think this particular 33% reservation to women in the Lok Sabha, in the parliament and the assemblies is going to help common women of India?
Yeah, definitely. That is a good part of this bill, that women representation in assemblies as well as in the parliament will be definitely a good move. But there is also a thing that this bill lacks intersectionality as of my perspective, because treating all the women at one point is not correct, I think, because yes, every woman faces patriarchal discrimination, patriarchy in the society, every woman faces. But a woman from the marginalized sections, a Dalit woman, faces different discriminations when compared to the general women or the women from the elite sections, right? So this bill has not mentioned where the position of OBC women is. There is no separate reserve for OBC. From their own categories which already got reserved for SC and SC quota. That is also not fair as of my perspective. So I think the reservations, the sub-reservations for the OBC women need to be implemented, need to be discussed, because all the women may not discuss or all the women may not bought up from the same thing. So as for me, the women reservations from generalizing the women is not correct. So women from the marginalized sections and also from the OBCs, SC, STs are different from the general women. So my demand is to specifically mention where the position or the way the status of OBC women is from in this bill.
All right, ma'am. One thing I would like to ask that even if they are getting represented under a quota, usually what the thing happens is a self-made woman can bring any change. But a person or a woman who is just contest the election in the quota, who represents just her husband, not her community. This has been proven in many times. Do you agree with me or not? Self-made women are very much different from.
If women reservation,
Yes, ma'am, continue.
yeah, yeah, as you said, yes, that is what happened. We have seen in the local elections also, the representatives will be women, but the rulers will be the men, their husbands or their sons even. We have seen in recent elections also, when we get the results, it seems like, yes, these are the women won in the constituencies or the local body elections. But where it comes to the local body elected people's meetings or whatever it may be, it is very unfortunate that the husbands or the sons will attend the
Yeah.
meeting. So women is used as a tool even in the local elections.
So ultimately, the same situation could be repeating even in assembly or parliament also. So ultimately, do you think this 33% reservation would help a woman in any way?
No, see, as I told earlier, if women is treated, every woman is treated as one, then the same thing is going to happen. The persons who are representing now will bring their wives as representatives then. So if we get and local elections is not equally treated as a parliament or assembly elections, because women need to discuss, women need to speak out in assemblies and parliaments. That is not so easy. And I feel that if we give chance or if we represent women from the marginalized and Dalit women's representation is definitely different from the general women, because the people the people who suffered their childhood, the people where they don't have access to the proper education, their experiences will be discussed and their opinions will come into as a policies. So which is not possible with the general women. So experiences generally matter as of my perspective.
Yes, ma'am. But you said that actually local body elections would be different from parliament or the assembly. But if you see the chief ministers throughout the history, you see Jayalalitha, Mamata Banerjee, they are self-made women. And you have seen one more woman chief minister, Rabdi Devi. She is also a woman chief minister only. But the circumstances what made her the chief minister is completely different. Then, if you are saying that assembly and parliament are there could be difference between local body elections and to that of assembly and parliament. We are already having example of Rabdi Devi and Jayalalitha, two distinct characters. Why do you think this particular influence of husbands or the sons won't be there for lady MLAs and women MPs who are going to contest after this 33% quota?
Yeah, definitely it is going to be there. I did not say that that is not going to happen in assembly or parliament election. That is going to be happen everywhere. So I feel that people need to decide, people need to change their mindset that who are electing them, right? People, right? So people need to decide whom to elect. So I feel that the women reservation bill itself will not empower the women. Even along with the bill, the people also need to change their mindset. People also need to, people also need to put efforts for the women empowerment. So definitely at parliament level and also assembly level, that is going to happen. Men are going to dominate the women. Yes, I think so. We need to overcome those challenges definitely. So, but because of the women, men domination or the men involvement in the women reservation, we cannot stop the women reservation bill, right? that is going to happen. Those are the challenges we need to accept them. We need to move forward. We need to overcome those challenges.
So, what's your general advice to your fellow? You are a social activist. Can you tell about yourself personally that what are the activities that you do generally, and what are the areas that you cover about the women empowerment? Can you enlighten us about yourself a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I'm Swathi. So, I am a student leader from my 16. When I'm 16 years old, I am working as a student leader. So, in every summer, we used to visit Adivasi areas like Bhadradri, Kottagudem district, and also many other districts. We used to visit Adivasi areas, and we need to study what are the situations they are facing and what are the conditions, especially the students are facing. So I'm traveling. I worked as a student leader from since 10 years, more than 10 years. So I feel that's what I told, that we cannot generalize the women. Just women gender is definitely different from Dalit, or
Yes.
the gender is definitely different from the general women. So I have seen that there is no access to the education in villages. There is no access, there is no proper communication, and there is no awareness that what rights they have in, especially in Adivasi areas. So all these things need to be discussed in assemblies and also parliaments. So general women cannot discuss all those things. The people who experienced those discrimination, the people who faced the people who face there is no access to the resources, or there is no access to education, whatever it may be. Those are the people need to discuss and need to be part of policy making. So the generalizing the women reservation bill may not complete those things. So the women from the marginalized sections and also women from the Dalit sections need to be representatives. Again, one more thing, the bill says that the SC/ST women quota is included in general SC/SC quota, which is not fair, and there is no representation for OBC women in the bill. That is not discussed, so which need to be discussed and need to be implemented, I feel.
But Ma'am Swathi, when you have toured all these particular tribal areas, you said that you have toured the
Yes.
tribal areas of Bhadradri. What is the basic difference you have seen between the tribal women or the Adivasis or the marginalized women? Of course, actually, the experiences, what exactly you are saying is absolutely apt. But when they are representing the elections, local body elections, what did you basically see that who exactly are coming forward? You might have visited, you might have met so many women politicians, local sarpanches like that. So ultimately, what
Yeah.
sort of women are coming forward in your observation?
See, if you look at the women compared to 10 years ago, so the people don't have awareness of education, the importance of education and all. But nowadays we see, even in our Osmania University and also in many universities, we see Adivasi tribal students representation, admissions in various universities. So we see that there is an awareness of importance of education in tribal or marginalized areas. But this is a time we need to give a positive vibration to those people who got awareness of society, who got importance of education, and who got importance of being represented in the politics. So when students comes to higher education, or when students come to the universities, they get the knowledge of being represented in the society. What is politics? What is the importance of being in the politics? That is the starting. Now it is a starting stage for those students from tribal, Adivasi areas. So this is a time that women reservation bill came forward, and even the people from Adivasi areas who got educated nowadays, who are getting educated nowadays, will feel, yes, even we got opportunity to represent in assemblies and parliaments, and we can discuss our problems over there. We can make policies which will be benefited to our communities. So I feel that the importance should be given to the marginalized women even in this bill, and this is a stage where even if we implement the 33% reservation bill as for the general women, as treating women as a one, so this will again pull back marginalized section women back, because they think that even after getting educated, even after doing post graduations and all, even in universities, we are not getting representation in the political status. We are not getting political status. So I feel this should be implemented separately for marginalized women.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Your opinions are very apt and also very crisp. Thank you for joining CVR English, and hopefully your view will be heard somewhere, or I would like to convey my best wishes to you that you yourself, as a social activist, bring this particular demand that OBC quota also should be implemented within this particular women. Thank you very much for joining, ma'am.